Welcome back to the 5th episode. Am I right there?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, the 5th episode of the kokopop.podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
Yay!
We're here. We're in it.
That's
We're
right.
committed.
This is part 2 of Blackpink In Your Area. So we are excited to dive back into the world of Blackpink after 2 long weeks away from it. I've missed you guys. Welcome back to the podcast.
Aw, missed you too.
I missed you guys and our listeners.
Exactly.
You know what I have not missed, though, is listening to enough Blackpink. It's definitely on my morning playlist now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, hey, before we go too much further, I wanted to take this time to, I guess I'll let Claire introduce our very special guest for today's episode.
Guys, get excited. Get ready for yet another guest host from the fam, the one and only Cameron, my husband.
Hey, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Cameron with
We're
the
happy
C.
to have you.
Cameron with the C.
And I think even more importantly, he's the one actually related to the two of you, Catherine and Caitlin. He's the real McCoy.
So
Welcome.
Is that the most important thing?
I don't know why Claire keeps taking every opportunity to separate herself from us.
So rude.
We get it. No, I'm just joking.
No underlying reason there. Just, I feel like it will come out naturally that people will say, this guy seems like he should be here more than this one. But
What?
No.
Yeah, the most important thing is that we're all huge K-pop fans, and we're excited about this podcast.
True.
You guys, I'm so full of tteokbokki that I'm ready to explode.
Yeah, how was that cooking experience?
It was good. This is the second time I've made it, but this is the first time I actually had the correct Korean chili paste. Last time I had to just doctor up some sort of weird chili-esque thing with powders and Cholula sauce and all sorts of random things.
Was it gochujang?
What's that?
Did you use gochujang?
Yeah. Claire, you are so smart.
Oh, this is a household favorite here. Cameron has it a lot.
Have you ever made tteokbokki?
I don't think we have, but I have gochujang on the ready most times.
If you like that, if you have an Asian market, a Korean market.
Oh, for sure you do.
They have the frozen, I think, I'm going to mispronounce it, but it's like Gertok, something like that, but they're the rice cakes. And I know rice cakes, for us, generally have, that thought of those large, Quaker, round rice cakes that are dry. But Korean rice cakes are these cylinders of chewy, ricey goodness. I don't even know how to say it. And so it's
are they like noodles? We have them in our pantry right now.
Ooh. I mean, they're solid. It's like a solid cylinder. I mean, or they cut them in. Oh. Hey, just a quick heads up. We have a thunderstorm here where I live right now. So if you guys are hearing some background noise, that's what's going on.
Wow, this is going to be an intense podcast.
I was going to say,
boom.
For dramatic effect, we're doing this in a thunderstorm for your listening pleasure.
I'm sitting on my roof holding onto a lightning rod, so it really is.
No, it's really, there's a guy in the background shaking a metal sheet.
What's the other things
Old
that they...
school radio show.
What do they call them? The sound effects folks are, and they put
Foley artists.
They put
artists, right?
wooden cups over their hands to make a horseshoe clopping.
No,
noises.
that's
No, but also just a drink out
It's
of
2
it.
halves of a coconut.
I have somebody with a washboard to the right of me, a large little sheet on the left-hand side.
Did you get your theremin in the mail yet?
What?
It's one of those other instruments.
Oh, I don't know what that is. What is it?
I think it's that electrical instrument that makes all those woo sounds, woo.
I thought that was just one of those big 2-handled saws that they used for old-timey tree cutting.
Yeah.
That's true. I've seen someone play the saw before. But I think theremin's a real thing. All of our listeners will write in. They'll tell us.
What is it from Zelda? Ocarina? What's the weird flute thing?
Macarena of Time, I think.
Macarena.
I
wonder
would
if
love
there's somebody
to see
who-
Zelda just break out in the Macarena.
I bet there's a video of somebody playing that. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, girls and gentlemen, in listening and editing our part 1 of Blackpink, I realized that I made a terrible, terrible error. In that, yes, can you believe it? In that, with our audio getting lost and re-recording somewhere in there, we completely forgot to go through an introduction of the individual members.
You know what? This is perfect for Cameron, who has no concept of who any of these people are.
I've never met any of you guys before.
Who are you guys? Yeah.
No concept of anybody.
So wait, now Cameron is also trying to distance himself from us.
Rude.
So upset.
Well, so I wanted to take this opportunity to go over the members, to do an intro. Even though we're, one episode in already, I think they deserve it. Right, y'all?
Yes.
So
we deserve it.
We deserve it. Cameron deserves it. I think YG Entertainment might even deserve it. So looking at the watch list, I have on the second page a picture of the members. Luckily for Caitlin, this is going to go a lot faster than for EXO because there's only 4 members and not 30,000. But the first on the left-hand side, her Korean name is Park Chae-young. But her stage name is Rose. So she is the second to the youngest member of Blackpink. She's one of the main vocalists and a lead dancer. And she is our most fluent in English member of Blackpink because she was born in Auckland, New Zealand, and then raised in Melbourne, Australia, before she moved to Korea to become a trainee. So outside of English, she's also fluent in Korean and Japanese, so she's super smart. She had the shortest training time at YG, so she's only training for 4 years before the group debuted. And let's see, what else is important here? I'll say that, this is an interesting note. She plays guitar and piano.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, so she's
Multi-talented, multilingual. She is unstoppable.
Exactly. So the next member on our picture here is Kim Jisoo. Cameron, if you weren't already aware of this, in Korean, in like traditional Korean names, the first name, so like it was Kim Jisoo. Kim is their family name, their last name, and then it's Jisoo is their first name.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So Jisoo is what she goes by, and she's our oldest member, born in 1995, and she was born and raised in South Korea. So she is the one member of all 4, born and raised her entire life in Korea. So she is the visual of the group because she is considered to have a very traditional Korean look about her, like as far as their beauty aesthetic is concerned. So she's the face of the group, and she's also one of the vocalists. I would say out of the 4, because the rest of the group, they're all such strong dancers, Jisoo is the one who struggles a little bit with dancing. However, in just their last couple releases, a lot of the discussion online is that she has improved so much. So I think we'll see that as we move through the rest of these music videos. Yep.
Also of note, she has a budding acting career, and she's in quite a few K-dramas.
That's true, which I laughed so much this weekend, Claire, when we were texting back and forth about whose biases everyone had in Blackpink, and I put that Jisoo was yours, and you're like, Jisoo! How could you? No, I know you were. It was just so funny, because I thought that was your bias. I stand corrected, though.
Was that Jenny?
I
don't
thought Jenny
know.
was
I go through
yours.
different- Let's say I don't change my mind that often, but I do change my preferences.
No. You don't even have to have a bias. It was just so funny. You're like, I don't think I have a bias in Blackpink. I like all of them so much. If I was leaning towards one or the other, I'd probably say Lisa. But I just think they're all so great. And they all bring something different, right? But
True.
You are correct. Anyway, Claire, just in June of this year, she began a short supporting role in a K-drama called the Arthdal Chronicles.
Yeah.
I tried to find what the name of it was in Korean because it was an actual K-drama on one of their television channels before it started being shown on Netflix internationally. Asudal Yondegi, I think is how it's pronounced in Korean. And I'm sure I did not get that all the way right. But anyway, that's what it is. So, but she has quite a bit of TV experience because she was also one of the co-hosts on one of their really popular music shows called Inkigayo. And she did that from February of 2017 all the way through February of 2018.
Is that before the music?
No, they were actually already a debuted group by that point.
Okay.
So
that
is
makes
she
sense.
like the Ryan Seacrest in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Or Jisoo Seacrest, who has 18 jobs, and no matter what channel you're on, you can catch Jisoo.
So these idols in whatever group they're in, between acting jobs both on TV, K-dramas, and movies, endorsements, tours, and videos, and music shows, they keep them very, very, very busy. So they're always up to something. All right.
Got it.
Just one other note here is that Jisoo is fluent in Korean and Japanese. She has some basic Chinese, and she has an understanding of English, but she's the one member of the group that does not speak English, outside of a few words here and there.
Cute.
Next in the lineup here is what I believe is Caitlin's bias, although I don't want to get smacked down for saying that again.
Let's see if you're right.
It's Jenny.
Yeah.
So at least as of watching Boombaya and Whistle, Jenny was Caitlin's bias. So she is the second oldest, and now she was born in Seoul, South Korea, but at the age of 9, she was sent abroad to study at boarding school in Auckland, New Zealand, so she speaks English fluently. She was there for, I think, about 5 years. Moved back to Korea in 2010 and auditioned for YG Entertainment. Was a trainee for actually the longest time out of all the girls in Blackpink. So she trained for 5 years and 11 months before debut. And she's the main rapper and the vocalist.
That hard work paid off.
That's right.
She's the head rapper.
She's also the member that has the most scandals surrounding her at all times, which we'll get to later.
Which is somewhat befitting for a rapper, is to
suppose.
kind of increase your street cred, I guess, with scandal.
Oh, she's got cred on cred on cred. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, she was also the first member out of all the Blackpink members to venture out on her own with her ironically titled solo track called Solo. If we have time today, we will try to get to that. Otherwise, that will have to push to part 3. And yeah, we'll get to like the scandals later. I don't want to start off the podcast on a negative note, you know?
Let's end with it.
Yeah.
That's what we'll
end
remember.
All right. The last member in the lineup here is Lalisa Manoban, or Lisa is her stage name. She is our Thai member of Blackpink. So she's born in Bangkok, Thailand. She is the youngest. I think I mentioned that. She's the maknae. She is extremely smart. So she's fluent in Thai, Korean, Japanese, and English. And when she auditioned for YG, she was the only participant to get picked that entire year from Thailand. So she's an excellent dancer. We'll see that more and more as we move forward through the videos. And she's also a rapper, and she's not a main vocalist, but she's a vocalist. So I think that's our rundown.
Love it. No, committed to memory.
I can tell you this. Lisa is the #1 most followed K-pop idol out of all of them. Soloists, group members,
Wow,
men,
that's impressive.
women. She's the most followed on Instagram, which is very cool.
Wait, not of their group or of all
All K-pop.
female?
As of June 2019, she was #1. Jennie was #2. Chanyeol from EXO was #3, followed by Sehun from EXO. And then the rest of the top 10 are a few other rappers, a few other members of EXO, and then Rose and Jisoo coming at number 6 and 7. So they're very, very popular.
That's true.
All right. So that's the rundown. Cameron, do you have any questions? I know you're kind of just getting fire hosed with this stuff right now.
I'm fire hosed. I'm fired up. That was a great intro. Yeah. What a great intro. I feel like I'm an expert at this point. So let's keep rolling.
We should quiz you now. Are you ready for your quiz?
I'm ready. Wait, so which one is my bias?
Oh,
You have to determine that.
They do have like this pink bear mascot for YG that comes out that's got a bandana around
Say
its
no
head.
more. Yeah.
It's got a name, but I can't remember it.
It's probably Cameron.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Oh, wait. Hey, so that's a question. Are biases like your favorite out of all K-pop, or does each person have a bias out of each K-pop group?
Great question, Caitlin.
Thank you.
So, what the youths call it is... The youths is that within a group, you can have a bias. You can even have biases for like your favorite dancer or your favorite visual. But for your #1 bias, like if you have somebody that doesn't matter what group you're talking about, they're your alt bias, like as your ultimate bias. All right. So you can have an alt bias group. You can have an alt bias member that out of anything, that's the one that you are, I was like, I don't care about anybody else or anything else is my #1 alt bias. I would say for me, Lay from EXO is sort of like an alt bias territory for me. And as we move forward with a few other groups, you guys might determine like, hey, you know what? There's just something about this one person. I love the way they sing. I love their voice. I love their dance style. That's just my go-to every single time I think of K-pop. So you might just kind of, they usually present themselves to you. It's like the wands in Harry Potter. The wand finds you, not you finding the wand, okay?
Or if we're going Twilight, it's imprinting.
Ew. Okay.
Okay.
Let's not go try.
I felt so judged in that moment. Guys, I thought this was a safe space.
It is I don't know.
All right, let's just move on from this. We've
Open
gone down a
source.
hole. Let's pull ourselves.
Going to forgive you for that low-key vampire YA drop you just did.
I didn't mean to shame you, Caitlin. It was just my immediate reaction.
Your gut reaction.
It was visceral. It was real.
So in reality, did you just shame me coming back on my gut reaction to your statement?
I did, because it was a judgy gut.
I'm sorry.
I will not apologize for my survival instincts.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's going on?
Cameron will not be glamored at all.
Glamored?
What?
What's that?
That's what they call. Okay, now I'm revealing that I know a little bit about this like vampire, but apparently a vampire will seduce you, I guess, and they call it glamoring. Like they'll hypnotize you in a way.
I just want to let you know that
Oh.
was never introduced in the movies, so
It's
I don't know.
some deep cut vampire stuff.
Interesting. So, to our listeners who didn't know that this was a crossover podcast this week, you're welcome for the extra vampire segment.
I can't even-
Edward and Jacob are now going to perform Swalla.
Yes, they're joining us live.
Oh, I feel so trapped in this podcast right now. I hadn't even thought about Twilight in so long. Holy cow.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That happened.
All right. So the first video that we're going to watch, Playing with Fire. So
Woohoo.
this was one of their releases from their second mini album called Square 2. This came out also in 2016, but was like a follow-up mini album to their first album. Just lots of mini albums for Blackpink. No full albums yet, even to this day. Can you believe it?
Can't.
I cannot. For how
Yeah,
popular
that seems like a strategic thing.
it's like a slow drip that you'll
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, keep the fans like just yearning for more, I suppose. So we are going to watch Playing with Fire first.
All right, I can do that.
Okay.
You guys ready? All right, see you on the other side.
Well, I think someone needs to tell them that if their love is on fire, they should see their doctor.
This is a really good song. It's a departure from some of their other ones.
Mhm.
Still bringing the beat.
Just slightly
You know
more
what?
mellow.
I liked the.
Yeah.
Yes. For Jisoo not speaking English, she certainly does a good job singing English in the song.
Yeah, I'm
I
always
was-
surprised by that because there's members from all sorts of groups that have just very limited English speaking abilities. Or on the other side of that, when they do their Japanese albums or Chinese releases, the fact that they can sing and it sounds so good in these other languages, I'm just blown away by that. To me, it sounds like it would be incredibly hard. Maybe for a really talented singer, they can make the words sound beautiful no matter what, but it blows me away.
I mean, guys, we should take it back to ABBA here, who learned to sing in English like phonetically. They didn't like learn the words and the meaning behind them. They learned how to kind of make the sounds and then like sound out the song.
That was
Which is-
ABBA, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dancing Queen is just like gibberish, I guess, or at least it was to them when they initially recorded it.
Holy cow.
It's like when we were in choir. Let's see, we sang a Japanese song, we sang Latin songs and Spanish songs, and most of us obviously didn't know. So the same thing. There's just like, this is the sound you make at this note.
Wow.
I mean, that's all of opera singing too. Most people
Yeah.
don't speak all of the languages that the opera is sung in. And it's also extra weird because they're wrapping words around these long embouchure notes. And so even in the actual language, if you were to speak it versus sing it sounds really different.
Yeah, yeah.
That reminds me, there are some videos I remember seeing a while ago for The Sims. Various celebrities went and recorded songs that play, like if you're playing The Sims, you know how if you get like a radio, you can play music on it. So like I think Katy Perry, who else? Oh, Paramore, Black Eyed Peas, like all did songs in Simlish that are their songs, so it's their melody. The one I'm looking at, I just pulled it up to make sure I was saying the right thing. Katy Perry did a version of Last Friday Night in Simlish, and I if I remember correctly, it was pretty damn funny. So
Oh, I want to listen to that.
yes.
We need to link that.
I'll share it.
Link that in the podcast watch list.
Yeah, everybody just see the show notes.
That's right. So I guess we'll start with what I feel is a very sassy businesswoman outfit on Lisa.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? What did you think of the visuals in this one?
I mean, just very strong prints in general for the fashion choices.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty. I thought it was, I think everything was shot very pretty, but it wasn't strong or striking like some of the others have. It's kind of minimalist.
That's so odd to say because this is still like very high video productions with flaming flames in the background.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I forgot about the keys on fire.
How cool is that, like, flaming pier?
Yes.
That
So
was
I
rad.
was going to say that this video has like a dream state quality to it where you have a bridge cantilevered over water that's looking at mountains. And it's just in the way that you can appreciate most of K-pop to be a little bit artificial. Like it's just too beautiful, too perfect. You can appreciate that dreamlike quality here. The part that I found extra funny though is Jisoo in a closet.
I know.
Just like,
girl, what you
no
doing?
opening it and then closing it on
She's
herself.
just hanging out on the
Was she
floor.
like
of the
stalking, or
closet.
is she just like pouting? What is she doing?
Well,
I don't know. She's playing hide and seek, and no one's coming to find her.
The way that I
that's
followed
dark.
the video, the way that I followed the video seemed like My Love Is on Fire was talking about like the beginning of loves, like you see the two hands kind of reaching to each other when they're, like puppy love kind of a thing. But then it seems obviously to turn bad because then they're hugging in front of that sign that says fate and it's in flames and someone's curled up in a fetal position on a bed and the other person's heart. So it sounds like it's, I think it follows the whole transition of like puppy love relationships. And then there's that sad hugging and like a breakup kind of a thing is what I took from it.
I always found that also very reserved to have this male figure in the music video, but never show his face. But he's just a dude that's hanging around. Also, the thing I love the most is throughout this video, the set's on fire. And then you see at minute 2:29, it's Jenny who lit it all on fire. She's playing with matches in this tub.
She committed a crime.
She's a pyro.
She's also like at one point standing in front of just a full tree in all its autumn glory that is also in flames. I don't know if you guys caught that. It's kind of faded out in the background. I'm like, I wonder
She's just lighting everything on fire.
Yeah, she's burning that shit up.
The environmentalist in me was very upset by that.
Meanwhile, Jisoo's still in the closet waiting for somebody to find her.
Oh, poor Jisoo.
And I love that she's like, at the end of the music video, she just is like, you know what? I'm going to stay in this closet.
Yeah, she just closed herself in there again.
I feel protected in this weird slat store closet that reminds me of a dressing room at a JCPenney.
Just for our listeners, if your house is ever on fire, the opposite thing that you want to do is lock yourself in a closet. You need to get out.
What
safe.
if it's a safe room? Are those built to withstand?
I think
fire?
there are. Yep, I think there are flame retardant safe rooms.
Sounds terrifying.
I know.
That is interesting, though.
So let's see. One other thing I wanted to notice that I would need to go back, but someone mentioned that there is a TV in the background of every Blackpink video. And so I definitely I saw it in this one, and I believe there's a TV at least in Whistle for sure, because they're sitting in front of it right after they dump the Dreamcast controller into the fishbowl. But I don't know if there's one in Boombaya. I'd have to go back and check. So we'll have to see in the next one or in the future ones if they kept that. It's like a little hidden thing for some reason in their videos or what.
Let's check out the next one. See if it's there.
Yeah. Cameron, did you have any other thoughts you wanted to share on this one, or are you ready?
No,
for
I think
next?
I think you guys nailed it. Let's move on.
All right.
You're so positive, Cameron.
He's ready. All right. So this next one is As If It's Your Last. And if I recall, it was released on June 22nd, 2017. This was a single that they released. So it wasn't part of one of the mini albums that came before. So it was a standalone single. And super popular, had 11 million views in 17 hours on YouTube. So
Wow.
Pretty damn popular. This is also the first music video that I guess the producers considered their pink concept. That's another like play on the name of the group where it's Blackpink. So it's supposed to, there's like two sides of them. There's like the black side, which is maybe more of their harder hitting, be more rap intense side. And then the pink side, which is a little bit more happy, I guess. And just very generic concept of that. So if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and mute and watch Blackpink's As If It's Your Last. And then I'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
All right.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it's just kind of cutesy, isn't it?
I mean, God help anybody who watches these videos on psychedelics. There are so many transitions and with the camera tilts, and they also change their look so often, and they cut. You're just like, what am I looking at?
It took me a long time to realize, Rosé doesn't have pink hair in this one. Because I was like, who is this person singing?
It's our first episode with the brown hair on her, I think.
They changed their hair color multiple times in this one. At least it looked like Jenny did and Rosé did. I think Lisa had the bright orange hair the whole time. Mm-hmm. But even sometimes when they put in their blue contacts, I'm like, what is happening?
They really are bringing home the whole Korean style pleated schoolgirl type skirts.
I was going to say, is it an homage to Britney Spears? Or...
I think that's just super popular in Asian culture right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and they're not the only group who's doing it, that's for sure. You'll see it on lots of the other girl groups' videos. It's kind of a running theme. And you know what? I don't know the background on why that is, outside of it's just a way to maybe appeal to the young generation in school, because I think most of the schools in Korea do have some sort of a uniform dress code.
Did we speak on this earlier in one of the earlier episodes about how, I guess, what is considered sexy dressing in Korea is more about the short skirts, short shorts, and less about cleavage, that there's not a whole lot of cleavage in any of these outfits? No? Was that just me?
No, I think you're not going to see a lot of that in any of the videos, any of the girl groups. It's just not really a thing. The low cut type of tops, but short skirts definitely in. Half stockings that go up over their knees definitely in. So that must be what is just the popular fashion, or at least over the last couple of years there.
I think that's pretty popular in Hong Kong too, right? Like the short skirts, and I don't know. I feel like I've seen that. I'm sorry, Claire.
No, I was going to say it's a bold fashion choice to wear a bikini top over a full-length black skirt.
I loved Lisa's little half short, half skirt plus the Laura Croft leg band.
Oh, yeah.
she's gonna dance. She's gonna go to school, and she's gonna tomb raid.
Multifaceted.
You got to keep that thigh holster there ready whenever you're going to do some tomb raiding.
The part where Lisa's rap, where she is wearing like the turtleneck underneath, like a bra. Part of that might just be because maybe not necessarily so much in Korea, though it is a conservative culture, but other cultures throughout Asia where this video might be released do have extremely strict rules. So in order to not have to have multiple shots of videos or do a lot of, significant editing, they may just kind of try to find some sort of middle ground where it's not going to cause outrage in some countries, but still push the edge of what's fashionable right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did see a TV with pink soda in it.
Yes, I saw that too. Yeah.
Was that in the Jenny scenes where she was... I missed it. Dang it.
Right. Yeah, it is actually. Is it Jisoo? It's the one where she's got the magnetic heart.
Oh, yeah, that is Jisoo.
I think she's like laying down. Oh, I thought that was Jenny.
With the magnetic...
Oh, no, you're right. It's Jisoo. Yeah.
Very quickly discussing the confusion about who's who sometimes, especially when you're first getting into this. The first Blackpink song or music video that I ever saw was the one we're going to watch coming up here next. Ddu-Du Ddu-Du. Or how do you say it, Claire? You're good at this. I always feel like I'm saying it wrong now.
No, I think Ddu-Du Ddu-Du. Ddu-Du Ddu-Du is right.
Jenny, because her style changed so wildly through that, I was like, how many members are in this group? Because I thought Jenny was like 4 different people throughout the video. So yeah, I definitely can commiserate with you. Yeah, it's hard to figure out like who's who until you kind of get a little deeper into it, especially with the styles changing so much.
I think it's Ddu-Du Ddu-Du. That's how they say it.
Okay. So I'm in my head on it. I can't get out. On the style notes for this one, I would just really like to thank K-pop in general, but Blackpink especially, since we're on them right now, for bringing back Doc Martens. I hope it comes all the way back to the States, because I love Doc Martens, and I feel like I would look like such an asshole walking around with Doc Martens, like boots on, with like a pair of jeans right now, but I want to so bad.
No, you got it. You can pull that off. Doc Martens are awesome. I'm with you. Let's start this together.
Let's do it.
Can Cameron, you get a pair of Daisy Docs and wear Daisy Doc Martens around? Sorry. They're big in the Pacific Northwest. If you were looking for the last open Doc Martin store, there's plenty here.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
This is definitely, yeah. No, I didn't notice the Doc Martens, but that ties in with the pleated short skirts and the choker collars that we saw, or choker necklaces that we saw earlier, and just confirms that, yes, 90s fashion is back, guys.
She's a 90s baby. Pump up the jam.
Right. This is all Clueless. Hester Sunshine on
Who the hell is Hester Sunshine?
Guys, did you not watch the last episode or the last season of Project Runway?
No.
All of her stuff was like Rococo. Is that it? Rococo fashion.
Very elaborate, very embellished.
Yes, mixed with like 90s Clueless style.
Interesting.
I'll have to go back and see if I can see photos of that because I would I can't picture it in my head, but I want to believe that it's awesome.
It is. And her name is Hester Sunshine, so it's just as neon as you would imagine.
How many seasons ago was Christian Siriano?
Well, I don't know when he was on, but he was just on this last season and now as a mentor since it rebranded. It went back to Bravo, and Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn were nixed. And so Christian Siriano now takes over Tim Gunn's position.
I'm boycotting to bring Tim Gunn.
Does it feel the same? Is it like still good? Or
It is still good. I was nervous. It took a while for me to warm up to it. It's not the exact same, but it's still good. And it's got what you want out of it. They had really talented designers. A really, really talented guy won.
Yeah, I've totally missed that. When I heard Tim Gunn wasn't coming back, I'm like, I have no time for this, but maybe I'll check it out.
I guess they made it work.
Yeah,
it worked.
I did make it work. Oh, R.I.P. Tim Gunn. You're not dead.
What? Oh,
To the
I was about to be like, no, not the Gunn
Don't
stuff.
play with me, Claire.
He's the butler. Here, he was the butler on Sophia the First. Wasn't that his voice?
What?
Caitlin, you've
Well-
watched Sophia the First with your kiddos, haven't you? Or not yet?
I limit what they watch to things that I can stand in the background.
So Daniel
Smart.
Tiger.
Daniel Tiger, Sesame Street. That's pretty much it.
Little known fact, Caitlin is a
You don't like-
huge Daniel Tiger fan.
Daniel Tiger is great. You don't like Peg and Cat?
We haven't watched that one.
That one isn't.
Yeah, I
Is
I
it about the
assume
two
eventually.
librarians in my high school library. Who's the piggy cat?
It's about a pig and a little girl.
Is the pig Peg?
The pig is Peg, and they do a lot of math on the show, so it's great. It's very cute.
But are they doing like real math, or are they doing this new crazy math that I'm supposed
for
to learn so
fuck's
that I can
sake.
teach my kids?
I mean, all math is crazy. Let's be real.
At least you can like logically figure out addition, subtraction, and division, like just the long form, whatever.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, let's not embarrass ourselves.
Oh.
And
Right.
sorry.
What is that about?
That might be an edit. That might be an edit later.
Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to just throw out there is because it was a topic of conversation when we watched Boombaya. Did you notice that Rose is again underneath a tunnel made of the other girl's legs?
I did not see that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
her go-to move.
it is her go-to move. She's like, I just really like being in a tunnel. Everybody, get in formation. So this one had a lot of little throwbacks, so it's cute. Oh, and then one other thing I noticed was that there is a really good piece in about the middle, right before Lisa broke it down in her rap, where I believe it's Lisa doing some background vocals where it's just like, yeah, like over and over. You can barely hear it, but once you hear it, you cannot not hear it. It's pretty funny.
It's like the baby in the Aaliyah song.
Oh, yeah.
And
I hadn't thought about that. for so
very
long.
quickly, that becomes the only part of the song that anyone sings. Just like it's quiet in the whole car as we're driving along, and everyone's good, like
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. I was
Weird
thinking about a real
baby.
throwback. Do you know what song I was trying to find? It was some sort of Lil' Kim song this last weekend. I'd heard it, someone had used it as a background for like a video. And I was like, oh, dang, I used to love that song. And I could not find it. It's not one of her most popular songs, apparently. So it's not on YouTube. And I'm just, it's driving me nuts. I'm going to have to do some more like deep Lil' Kim research, try to find
How
that
is
song.
anything not on YouTube?
I know.
yeah.
Someone must have uploaded it somewhere.
I must be just like searching the wrong keywords of what songs I think it is. I don't know. I'll find it eventually. It'll be there. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, This isn't as good as I remember. It did not age well. No, I'm just joking. So, shall we move on?
Do this?
So the next one. Cameron,
Let's
we kind of are just
do it.
chatting a mile a minute. Do you have anything you'd like to share as far as...
No, I think you guys are spot on about the aesthetics and what's going on in the video. So I'm happy to move on to the next one.
Does it come across like very teeny bopperish to you?
Yeah, I mean, purposefully so, probably, right? I imagine that a lot of their fans are younger, like in high school or college, maybe something like that. And I think they kind of play up like school environments aesthetically with some of their setups, or like I think in this one it was kind of like a train station vibe, so like public transit maybe.
No, I agree with you.
All right.
And again, like there's got to be a reason for that, because we're going to continue to see that callback in so many videos for other groups. They're in a classroom, sitting in desks and singing. They're in like their school uniforms. They're even EXO with their like debut photos, kind of was reminiscent of yearbook photos, if you remember Caitlin. I think hey, that's a great way to appeal to the people who are actually in school, right? Versus
Britney
we're
Spears was in
multi-millionaires and you have nothing in common with us.
Well, if we were also going to look at Blackpink as a concept, like you were saying, this really did feel very girly or soft. I mean, even having plush toys in there, and even the saccharine elements of soda pop and
ice cream,
all candy colors.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing was on fire this episode or this music video. So it was sort of definitely didn't have the grittiness factor. It had a lot of the pop color.
It was the pink side of them for sure. Then,
yeah, all fluff.
Thinking about the name Blackpink and that concept reminds me of my favorite thing that I ever read in my entire life. Was somebody was talking about a color and they said, "Oh, it's like a navy brown." So Blackpink.
Beautiful.
It's called a navy brown. Anyway,
sounds moody.
All right. Well, if we don't have anything else, we'll move on to Ddu-Du Ddu-Du. So this is a release from their second mini album, Square Up. Very, very popular. More so than any of their previous releases. In fact, it was Rolling Stone's top 10 best music videos of 2018, which is kind of cool. This garnered 36.2 million views on YouTube within 24 hours. Isn't that nuts?
I'm sure the internet broke down for at least a minute while they were handling all that traffic.
Yeah. In fact, at the time of when I pulled this factoid, wherever that was written from, it was second only behind Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do music video. So pretty impressive.
Those Tay Swift fans are rabid too. So it's hard to compete with Tay Swift.
And it sounds like now it's our turn, guys.
Yeah, we're coming for you, Taylor.
Now we get to watch.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and pause. This is the first Blackpink music video that I ever watched, so I think it's really, really cool. Definitely a great place to start if you're trying to introduce someone to Blackpink or K-pop in general, just because it has a really good, it has an appeal to a Western audience, but then I think we'll find it calls in some elements from some other cultures as well, which I'm sure we'll talk about after we watch it. So, all right, if you guys are ready, we'll pause, and I'll see you on the other side.
Bye. Woohoo!
I'd like to hear Cameron's thoughts first.
I will say the production value for this one, the set design, all of that stuff, it seems like at a much grander scale than the last one. Like, there's like a tank in this one. It's pretty incredible.
A rhinestone tank. How long did it take to bedazzle that? Oh my god!
I'm sure it's just like I'm sure it's like plywood on top of a John Deere Gator or something. But it's still, I just think
like a rose bulb.
Yeah. But I just
so
think,
much pumping, guys.
Right. But I think like thematically that was also kind of what they were trying to do. The first artist who I couldn't recognize immediately, but was like wearing a crown or a tiara kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I felt like this one like felt bigger. It felt like they were trying to make more of a thing about their brand. There was a lot of Blackpink, both musically, but then also like on the sword, and then just the rooms they were in were black and pink. So this felt like more of a statement video. And I want to know, like, what do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree. I think everything, just like you mentioned, from the exotic animals like the fennec fox to the weapons like the katana that Lisa had, the glitter tank. Everything was just a real shot at like female independence. Some of the words in there are like they are owning their own story. They smile because it pleases them to do so. They don't put on a front for anyone else, sort of a thing. So separating itself from just a full-on love song, as some of the other ones may have been in the past, this one is more about claiming their own independence.
I like it.
I want to give Lisa points for the widest and weirdest boots and pants option for this video. I mean, she was definitely wearing swashbuckling pirate booties.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
where? I didn't see those. Are you talking about her end? Are you talking-
Like video, she's wearing this like light turquoise skirt, and then
Oh yes, those are awful.
She even jumps in them, I think, at one point, right? When she's like pointing to the ceiling. I'm like, I would have caught some air in those boots. Like, it just kept me right on the ground.
Parachute boots.
No, I think those are good points,
boots.
Cameron. Like, I think you're right on the money. This one feels more glamorous than their others, just across the board, from the settings that they're in, their outfits. Even just the song seems deeper and bigger than some of the other ones.
I love the water feature, the turning stone Mayan temple.
Yeah.
that had some awesome like exotic flowers hanging from it in another scene from the video.
Oh yeah, it was like super exotic.
I liked Jenny's scene. I loved her like multicolored, United Colordos Benetton outfit.
Oh, that dress, yeah.
I loved it. And she's sitting like on a throne on the chessboard, and then it switches to her in a different outfit, and then she's playing chess and knocks over the queen or whatever.
She's the chess master.
Yeah, I like it.
We're going for. I like that Jisoo wore the black and white checkered skirt that she wore in As If It Was Your Last.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
They did a wardrobe throwback. No TV with static though. So I'm gonna say that
Dunzo.
isn't a theme.
Myth busted.
Myth busted.
Crap. Well, I will say that at the point where Lisa pulls the sword out, she's standing in front of, it might be an ATM machine. Darn it. 'Cause it's like money on the shelves and then something with a screen right behind her. But I believe it's an ATM machine. Damn it. So excited for that to be a thing. Oh, well. When she's standing in front of the bank vault, there's a TV on the wall in the bank vault. Yes!
Hey. Well, then myth unbusted.
Not busted. Unbusted. Yeah, good. I would have never caught that.
Unbusted.
There is a scene of total destruction with flames in this one as well. We've got Jisoo, and she's singing in the rain. There's also sparks, and then behind her there's like a total flipped over car and flames coming up.
And we know that Jenny lit it on fire.
Yeah.
Right.
Either that or Jisoo's out of the closet now and she's angry.
I think it's worth mentioning, though, how cool the set was for the dance part near the end with the reflective floor.
Yes.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it had like a mix between, in the design behind them, it almost called in some like Korean architecture and then Indian flair to it, or Aztec even.
It's definitely really bright.
Yeah.
They used light in a very interesting way too. They had skylight or aerial light effect in a lot of what they were doing, maybe to bounce light more around in the shot. But it was cool to see that sort of haloed light effect from the top of the video.
Oh, I agree. Did you guys catch the part where Jisoo, wearing the pink wig with the bangs,
Mm-hmm.
where
She fell down.
She fell down, and when she stood up, everyone who had previously been
Taking a picture of her photo.
Yep, they're pointing their cameras at her, but now they've turned into like handgun cameras. Did you notice?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, no, initially they're all focused on the portrait of her in the back, and she's walking past them.
Yeah,
they're
you
all
don't even
taking a
notice
photo
her.
of that.
Yeah.
And then she falls.
And then she's up and they're in masks and all their phones are sideways with handguns.
That's cool.
So
I was too distracted. I thought it was like a Sarah Jessica Parker Sex in the City moment.
like, oh, I'm so clumsy.
Oh no.
What I'd heard was this is the call on, everyone was so focused on this glamour model and this idol that's up on this big poster that she's right in front of them for real, but they weren't even focusing on her
Until she makes a mistake.
fell. And then all this attention, all this media becomes like almost a weapon against her at this point.
Yeah. I get that.
What did you think of the dance breakdowns towards the end? What did you think of the choreography?
I'm usually not someone that's super into handguns, but I thought that the cadence of the Ddu-Du Ddu-Du was cool with the shooting handguns.
I thought it was good. I saw Jisoo do a little bit, like in the first main dance break, I actually paid attention, and Jisoo did a good job. And I thought that Ddu-Du Ddu-Du part was good for her. Like she
was
got
on it.
that.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
I also super like Lisa's outfit during this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Which
why.
one? The one with his pirate boots?
No, the checked top and then like the wide leg zip up
Like the
pants.
Paco Rabanne pant, or like, I don't know if those are underpants peeking out or if they're pants, but yeah.
They're like
says-
tear off
tear-off track pants that are
Yeah. Yes. I don't know why. I really like this outfit. It's just with the choreography, it works really well.
Now we know what to get you for Christmas.
Thank
Oh.
you.
I think this choreography seems more advanced than what we saw in the last two videos. Like,
I
there's
would
just
agree
more
with you.
movement. There's like more side to side. Yeah.
I like that it was more powerful and less sexualized too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of where they really came into their own as far as what their style was going forward, which I think you will see. Well, I really can't say in a lot of their coming videos because they really only have one more video after this, but so far. But their next release after this follows along with the same, where it's more about them instead of them trying to like fit some sort of K-pop girl group mold, which I think was hanging over them in their early videos.
I super like Jisoo and Jenny's end outfit, like the blazer look. And Jisoo looks so different in this. I like her earrings. She looks not so sweet as she does most of the time in most of her outfits.
You know which felt out of place though as an outfit for this video was Rosé's ball gown.
Yeah.
It like where she's on this big pedestal.
Yeah.
It felt too pretty.
Well,
It was gorgeous, but yeah.
Too formal maybe. Too formal for the video.
I think
I don't know.
with the lyrics on her part there at the beginning, her first substantial singing piece, it's almost meant to be sort of similar to the Jisoo moment where here's Rosé as an idol on a pedestal looking like a princess, and then the real Rosé on the ground with just some sort of like a dark shirt on, no tiara or anything, looking up at her, and then talking through that she's not as nice as maybe she seems, and that's what the part where it first talks about she only smiles if she wants to, so it's like a persona that she's allowing them to see versus who she really is.
That makes sense then. Maybe I should have paid attention more.
But no, I mean, you're right. It is not what you'd expect just watching the video with some of the other fashion style of the music and stuff, because it does kind of call to some other sort of aesthetic. But, speaking of outfits, in the first mini dance break that we've got when they first introduced the Ddu-Du Ddu-Du, the outfits they're wearing there, where we've got Jenny in like a full sparkle crop top. We've got Lisa.
This is the outfits that they're wearing are the ones that are featured in their photo on the watch list.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was it Caitlin that called out Lisa's dishwashing gloves?
Yes. She's so prepared.
I would like to hear from Cameron on what he thinks about the size of the collar on Jisoo's outfit at this point. Which is also the collar she has in the watch list photo there, Cameron. It is you may have heard of a Peter Pan collar. I think this takes it to a whole nother level. Do you think that's fashion?
I think it's fashion. I think that this is a statement. I don't know what statement it's making, but it feels like it's saying something.
Certainly saying a thing.
It looks like a bib.
Or like fashionable pilgrim.
Oh, yes.
They're so pointy. They're fangs.
Yeah, well, actually, that's not a bad point, because maybe it's like, I'm a bat. I don't know.
I think Caitlin just wants to talk about vampires again.
Yes.
All right, we're steering away.
All right. Well, so Caitlin, depending on how you feel your time is doing, there's 2 more videos for Blackpink that we would need to watch. It's Jenny's solo, called Solo, and then their most recent release, Kill This Love. Do you want to keep going, or what are your thoughts?
Well, maybe we have a third episode and then we can talk about a little bit of like the gossip and the drama around Jenny.
Maybe we can even see that Dua Lipa collab.
Yes, that would be fun.
All right.
Okay, well, that sounds good. So
I would be really interested to hear or read like what our listeners of the videos we've covered so far, which one is their favorite.
It's a good call. Now, if I didn't inadvertently get ourselves canceled on Instagram, then I will ask for some feedback. But I did make what might not be a real popular statement about a recent video release. And this was back to, it's EXO month, you guys, right? And so a new subunit, EXO SC for Sehun and Chanyeol came out. And I don't like the song, you guys. And
So you were banished from Instagram?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how many followers we lost.
How dare you?
They'll be back.
I feel like they deserve a better song. Now, and I gotta give them credit. They wrote it themselves, which is probably why I'm gonna get canceled.
That these guys had been.
This one's not like hot off the factory floor.
No, it's
Yeah.
just like compared to Baekhyun's solo release, it just doesn't hold up. And maybe it's not fair to compare them, but I just wanted better for them, and I don't feel like they got it.
You know, if we're not honest, then like, you know, this podcast's got to have some serious integrity.
Mhm.
You know, honest reviews.
Mhm.
I agree. And we didn't get canceled with all the smack talk we did about Michelle from Destiny's Child yet. So
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
We didn't talk smack about Beyonce. We praised Beyonce and we dissed Michael Souls.
I'll never be able to talk about him with any other name but Michael Souls from now on. Oh, man. Well, I wanted to just take this time to say thank you to our guest host, Cameron, for jumping on the podcast. We love having guests, so thank you. I
Yay!
appreciate
It was really
your male
fun.
input.
It was really fun. I hope I get to come back sometime.
Oh, yeah. Chone was bummed out that he only got to guest host on an episode where we were looking at one of the guy groups.
Right.
So we'll definitely have to have you back on. We'll switch it back and forth a little bit. So we'll have to have you on when we do one of the guy groups so you can kind of give your input on that front as well.
Sounds great, guys.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks again. Thanks to both of you ladies, and thanks to all our listeners. Please let us know if you have any input. You can reach us at kokopop.podcast@gmail.com. We also are on Instagram and Twitter. Our handles there are the same for both of those sites. It's kokopop_podcast. And you can get easy access to all of those links, our watch lists, other information on our newly launched website, thekokopop.com. So check us out there. Let us know if you have any input or feedback. We'd love to hear it. And we will be back in 2 weeks with Blackpink In Your Area Part 3, which will round that out. And we'll also spin the wheel for what the next group is that we're going to dive into. So that's exciting.
I
Okay.
also need to make a disclaimer. I lied about Peg and Cat. Peg and Cat is a math show. I did remember that, but Peg is a little girl and Cat is a cat. I was thinking of Peppa Pig.
I can't believe you called her a pig.
So anybody out there, I just don't want anyone else to kick us off Instagram because
Yeah, now we're going to get kicked off.
Oh,
Not only
PBS is pissed.
PBS students are coming after me.
Coco Pop is canceled. Oh, oh my
But
gosh.
both Peppa Pig and Peg and Cat are cute shows.
Oh, I still will always love that Peppa Pig meme of her hanging up the phone on her friend. Have you guys seen that?
I haven't
People
seen
make
it, but
remixes of it with other things, and it's just Peppa like hanging up the phone on something that's going on that is ridiculous, and I love it. Always. So on that
Put it in
note-
the show links.
Oh, will do. Alrighty. Once again, thanks to everyone. Thanks, Cameron. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and we're
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good one. Bye.